Elizabeth Atieno, who is joining us all the way from Nanyuki. Good evening, Elizabeth. A lot is, happening, especially in your area, but you could tell us, how the weather is also looking like and what we should expect to see tomorrow.
Well, indeed, it is a very good evening to you from Nanyuki Stadium, George. And as you quite put it, the weather is quite chilly today, but we are here racing the call just to keep you up to date on what is happening right here at the Nanyuki Stadium. So what is basically happening here is that preparations are underway. As you can see behind me, tents have been set up ahead of tomorrow's World Rangers Day celebration. It is a day just commemorated to ensure that we try and remember the Rangers that have died and those that have been injured while in the line of duty, while also trying to celebrate the work that Rangers do in as far as protecting our wildlife ecosystem is concerned. So it is a day that is marked every 31st day of the month of July every year, just to celebrate the Rangers, the work that they do. And tomorrow we're expecting to see thousands of Rangers just camping right here and pitching tent right here, together with senior officials from KWS, to ensure that we mark this day in style. And we at TV47 will be pitching tent right here as well, to just keep our viewers up to date on what will be happening tomorrow. But for now, let me leave you with this piece. It is a piece that I compiled from the Nairobi National Park, where we were able to speak to some rangers just to understand their way of life, the challenges that they are facing as well. So we are going to leave our viewers with this 12 minutes piece. Enjoy.
Kenya, the cradle of mankind. Nairobi being the only city in the world with a wildlife park, and that's the Nairobi National Park, established in 1946. Stretching over 117 square kilometers, the wide open grass plains and backdrop of the city scrapers and scattered acacia bush play host to a wide variety of wildlife. From the king of the jungle to giraffes, to buffaloes, zebras, and the endangered black and white rhinos. Not forgetting over 400 migratory and endemic bird species. With such an abundance of exceptional wildlife, rich culture and heritage, and essential water sources, there are men and women who work tirelessly to protect the natural world. They are the wildlife rangers. It is dawn. The just risen sun shines softly through the gates of the Nairobi National Park. Here we meet Kennedy Ondari, a Rhino Ranger with 15 years in service. Fully armed with his boots on ground, Ondari's mission, just like any other ranger, is one: to protect the wildlife. He first welcomes us to this makeshift camp, which he and his fellow ranger call home.
We normally operate in a proc system. A proc system is we have a proc, is manned by 2 rangers, I and my colleague.
And as is the norm, their first task of the day is to make a radio call to the Rhino headquarters at the Kenya Wildlife Service.
Yeah, Romeo 10, Romeo 14. That call up, I go in, I dress myself. When I dress myself, my colleague has just made a breakfast there. So we go and have some tea.
And as we sip our cup of tea, Ondari tells us why he chose to protect rhinos and some of the challenges he has been forced to endure.
But it is a bit challenging because you have given me 5 days. I have stayed for 4 months. I have to go to see my family. Yeah, as a ranger, that's maybe the challenge. Yeah, you can wake up in the night, you find the lions and the calves are just lying here. Yeah, so you have to be courageous. As you can see, when we were coming, we just left our vehicle a bit distance because of the rains. We encountered with an animal, maybe a rhino, it will just you away. You will just run with the gumboot, you know. They are a bit heavier and the animal is coming after you.
We then head on patrol with Ondari and his team, who are both Rhino Rangers. We walk through the thick forest, which has since been dominated by a deafening silence, with the only sound being that of our boots swirling through the thorny twigs and birds chirping in the air. As we went on with our patrol, Ondari and his team are forced to lay low for a while, as they can hear a foreign sound. Fortunately, it is nothing to worry about.
So when we go down, maybe if it was somebody just coming for the animal or there was something, he will not be able to see us.
So we proceed. As part of the patrol, Ondari climbs this water tower with his binoculars to spot just how far the rhinos are.
I will just confirm with my patrol vehicle where it is, so that I just call them and direct them where the rhino are.
And after we spot them, we go to them. The Nairobi National Park hosts more than 90 black rhinos and more than 30 southern white rhinos. Today, we find at least 4 black rhinos and 2 southern white rhinos.
And they know the rhinos are not good in sighting. They just have a view of about 30 meters. So I will be able to go up to 40 meters. We are fairly close to the animal where it is.
Ondari monitors his rhinos to, among other things, record its GPS and assess the rhino's health condition, with the range being from position 1 to 5, 1 being the worst and 5 being the best.
Importance of rhino monitoring, you have to know your animals, where they are, what they are doing, what is their condition, body condition. Maybe you will know the population, the number in the rhino on the population. Maybe a young one is born, there is one that is not feeling well. So you have to account for your animal at the given area.
As we tour the park towards Kitengela, we meet Mwanahamisi Twalib, a ranger and a community warden who traverses across Nairobi, Kajiado, Kiambu and Machakos counties to solve an uphill task, which is human-wildlife conflict.
There are also some challenges regarding to diseases. We handle these animals. In fact, there is an example of like 2 months ago, we had a rabies case at Olosirikon area where one of the multimedia students was injured by a hyena, and also a community member was killed by that same hyena. We came to find out, after killing the hyena, we came to find out that the hyena had rabies.
The major causes of human-wildlife conflict in Kenya are human settlement in wildlife corridors, stream bank cultivation, deforestation, expansion of arable land into forested areas, and poaching.
Lions tend to follow the other wildlife outside the park. And when they follow them outside the park, they encounter with the hostile spirit of the community.
In a bid to curb this situation, the Kenya Wildlife Service has embarked on a mission to engage members of the affected neighboring communities through economic empowerment. For instance, this spot at Olmakau Cultural Village is a spot where some neighboring communities earn a living. Such is a group of the Olmakau Cultural Women Group.
Hakika hii kazi imetusaidia sisi kama wamama, tunapata pesa, na vile mnajua siku hizi maboma mingi wamama ndo wamekuwa tegemeo.
Kwangu mimi naweza sema Kiarabu kidogo. Nikimwambia habibi, habibi means friend. Ananikaribia, tunaanza biashara, sasa inakuwa mzuri.
And the men have not been left behind either. They earn a living through singing and dancing for tourists at the park's main gate.
Kila mtu anapata mkate, kitu kidogo ya kuletea watu wake. Kama ni fees, tunapata kitu kidogo ya kulipia watoto wetu fees. Na hii imetusaidia hata saa hii. Kwa hiyo conflict tumepata nafasi ya kuzungumza, ya kuelewana, ya kwamba simba ndio hii, kujeni tutafute namna hiyo simba vile itarudishwa kwa paka.
Mwanahamisi has been spearheading the community engagements and now cites some of the challenges in her line of duty as a community warden.
Sometimes we face hostile communities also. You can imagine a community member losing around 40 goats at a go, and that's the only livelihood he had. He was supposed to pay school fees for his kid, and here your lion or your hyena or your leopard has killed all of them. You go there facing this community without anything.
According to the International Union for Conservation of Nature, human-wildlife conflicts are becoming more frequent, serious, and widespread because of human population growth, agricultural expansion, infrastructural development, and climate change, whose effects are quite evident from the falling of some trees in this forest to the swelling of Mbagathi River, which snakes through the Nairobi National Park. Disasters echoed by members of the Olmakau community who say the rainy season greatly affected their business.
Daraja ilienda na maji, biashara ikatatizika kidogo. Lakini huko mbeleni ilikuwa mzuri, wageni walikuwa wanapita kwa daraja, wanakuja ngambo ile, tulikuwa ngambo ile.
I'm in charge of the Rhino database. So I was receiving a lot of photos from my colleague wherever they are, just saying that we have found some animals dead. We have found some animals not be able to move because of the weakness maybe. Yeah, so it affects us a lot, drought. Yeah.
As Kenya Wildlife Service, we provided some hay to the communities neighboring Nairobi National Park. We provided some water through provision of water bowser like the Ampakasi Primary School here. We were giving them a water bowser monthly to make sure that they have enough water.
Even amidst these challenges, technology has made work easier for these rangers as they closely aim for their target and protect the wildlife.
Rhinos have microchips, of which now they are monitored. Also for the lions and the elephants, they are put some collars, of which now those collars are monitored through a system called Earth Ranger. Earth Ranger, we have it at the KWS headquarters at a place called Command Center, where all the wildlife are monitored on a screen. Before they cause any havoc to the community or cause any danger, they are seen crossing the boundaries of the park.
And after hours of patrol, the rangers go back to their camps. But either way, they remain on alert for potential threats to wildlife. It is, however, unfortunate that some rangers do not make it alive.
In most of our rangers, as you see at the main gate of Nairobi National Park, we have a monument there. Those rangers are heroes. They died while they were on duty, and most of them, those rangers, are from human-wildlife conflict areas.
According to the International Ranger Federation, 149 rangers died on duty over the last year, which is a 50% increase over the previous year. With just hours left before Kenya joins the world in marking World Rangers Day, this year's theme being 30 by 30, which means ensuring 30% of wildlife ecosystem is protected and conserved by 2030. It is important that you, our dear viewer, does not forget the crucial role wildlife rangers play, and as is their slogan, Rangers lead the way.
Happy Rangers Day to you all, my fellow colleagues.
These are just but a section of the over 40,000 rangers we have in the African continent who help in preventing cases of poaching, but most importantly, engage the local community in wildlife conservation. Elizabeth Atieno, TV 47 from the Nairobi National Park, Nairobi.